Right, now we're going to go into part 3. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to part 3. So this is part 3 of lesson 3, level 0. Okay? And this is the 4th video, okay, of the lesson 3, level 0. So there's no confusion, okay? So now we're going to we talked about modalities, all right? We talked about the elements so far, okay? And we talked about, we're going to talk now about the houses, okay? For those of you that didn't check my Facebook page yet, so in the first lesson that I did, and first and second lesson, I've listed the zodiac signs on the first lesson, and the second lesson I also listed the zodiac sign and their rulers, the planet that rules each zodiac sign, right? So I did a 1 to 12, right, numerically. So the houses as well, that was not by chance, right? And let me write it down for you guys, okay? Right. So the houses, you got the first house, second, third, fourth, up until 12, okay? Which indicates the first house is the Aries zodiac sign, which is the first zodiac sign. Okay, and we did see that the modality as well is that it's the initiator, right? Cool. And the leadership. Number 2, you go in the second house. The second sign, actually, is Taurus. The third sign is Gemini. The fourth is Cancer. The fifth is Leo. The 6th is Virgo, the 7th is Libra, the 8th is Scorpio, the 9th is Sagittarius, the 10th is Capricorn, the 11th is Aquarius, and the 12th is Pisces. Okay, keep this in mind. Right. So now, the houses basically represent the map of life. Okay, we looked at the modality, which represents the rhythm of the zodiac sign. Okay. The elements represent the spirit of the zodiac signs, and now we're going to go into the map of life. Okay, how these zodiac signs can map your life or each person's life. Okay, now let's see. The astrological chart is divided into 12 houses. Okay, like I said, like I just told you, okay, the star signs, and each representing a specific area of human experience. All right, so now let's put into perspective. So the first house, which is ruled by Aries, the zodiac sign Aries, and also the therefore the planet Mars, because Mars is Aries ruler, right? As we saw in lesson 2. Okay, if you didn't check it, go to my Facebook page, or I will put a link down below so you can check. All right, and the first house, what does the first house represent? The first house represents the self, your identity, the first impressions as well that other people have when they see you. Okay, now not everybody has the same first house in their chart. Okay, so the first house is different than your sun sign. Is that making sense? So the first what's it called? You have your sun sign, which is your zodiac sign, which is attributed to your what's it called? Your date of birth. Okay, but then when we go into the houses are possible to be seen once when you get your birth chart. Once you put the time that you were born, then you can see the houses and the signs, zodiac signs that are in each house. Okay, just to clarify that. And the first house usually indicates the rising sign, which what we call the rising. You can call also the first house or the rising, the ascendant. Okay, that represents the ascendant. So where the sun was rising at the time that you were born. All right. So that first house represents also, therefore that house represents how people see you. okay, and represents your self-identity, okay, how you see yourself as well. All right, when we go deeper, I'll go into more details of other characteristics that this first house also represents, okay, right. And therefore the first house is attributed to Aries and Mars energy. Is that making sense, guys? Okay, right. The second house, so okay, let me go. I'm going to give you the 12 signs and then I'm going to go into an example, okay, on how this could play out. So now, the second house is attributed to Taurus, okay, Taurus, which represents also your values, your money, and your possessions, okay, right. The third house represents communication, siblings, and thought process, which is attributed to Gemini or Mercury. Now, the fourth house is attributed to Cancer and represents the home, family, your roots. Okay. The fifth house represents Leo, and that house represents creativity, romance, and children. Okay. The seventh house represents Libra, which talks about relationships, marriage, and partnerships. So this is where you can see your relationships, your partnerships, and your marriage. How is it going to play out in your life? How is going to be your interaction when it comes to how you're going to be interacting? Okay, what personality are you going to be having when you interact with other people? What personality are you going to have? What are the influences that are going to play out when it comes to your marriage? And so on and so forth. Okay, and then the eighth house represents intimacy, transformation, and shared resources. Okay, and this house is attributed to Scorpio, Pluto, and Mars. Okay, Libra, Venus. Okay, sixth house, Mercury, Virgo. Oh, sorry, guys. I think I jumped. Sorry, guys. Let's go back. After the fifth house, the creativity, romance, and children, we got the sixth house, which is attributed to Virgo, Mercury, okay, which is its ruler. And this is the energy of work, health, daily routine. This is where you're going to see your work, where you're going to work, or where you most likely going to work, because you have to read the whole chart to know, specifically what you're going to be, what's your career. But nonetheless, this represents your health and your daily routine. Okay. Next, we got the seventh house, which I talked about, which are the relationship, marriage, partnership. And then the eighth house is Scorpio, which is intimacy, transformation, and shared resources. Okay. So this is intimacy, talks about the sexual energy as well as transformation, death, and rebirth. Okay. And shared resources. And then the ninth house talks about the philosophy, the higher learning, and travel. So here you're going to see what philosophy are you going to go by in your life. Are you going to be religious? Are you going to be spiritual? Are you going to be an atheist? What are you going to be? In the ninth house, you can figure out that, okay? Which is attributed to Sagittarius and Jupiter. And then in the 10th house, in the 10th house, okay, sorry guys, there is one, I forgot one thing here. Hold on. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I might have to, it's almost time anyways. So in the 10th house, we got career, public reputation, and status. And that house is attributed to Capricorn or Saturn as well. Okay, so this is where you're going to see where the outside world sees you overall. Okay, this is where you're going to find your career as well, where you're going to be working, and your public reputation and your status as well. So I'm going to end it here because it's time, and then we're going to proceed and do the 11th house and the 12th house as well. All right, I'll see you soon then. Bye.